So, second and final request video of the night. Boxing gossip, I know that you say you are interested in Canelo versus Triple G. How do you really rate Canelo as having a chance against Golovkin when Golovkin is beating everyone in the weight division above Canelo? Well, reasonable question. First and foremost, how best to answer that? I don't think Canelo is much smaller than Golovkin. You know, Canelo is a big guy who cuts a lot of weight to make light middle. I mean, recently he hasn't been even making light middle. He's been fighting at a catch weight that actually falls within the middleweight division. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Golovkin is not the biggest middleweight out there. He looks small compared to Rubio. He looks small compared to Murray. Whereas Canelo is a big guy for 154. I don't necessarily view size as the biggest determining factor in this matchup. So I think they are, you know, similar in that sense. I also think Canelo's pretty good, you know. I know it sounds like an obvious comment to make, but, you know, the guys Golovkin's been beating, the best guys he's been beating, and I've said, you know, we've talked about this so long, so I won't go into a long rant about this, but, you know, the guys he's been beating are not the very top of the middleweight division, whereas Canelo is the very, very top of the light middleweight division. You know, for me, Canelo beats Martin Murray. Canelo beats Marco Antonio Rubio. Canelo beats Curtis Stevens. So, taking weight classes out of it, Canelo is, you know, the best opponent Triple G will have faced should the two meet up. Yeah, Canelo, I know some of his wins are controversial, but he's got some decent names on his resume. I mean, who is the best person that Martin Murray has beaten? Seriously. Who is the best person Martin Murray has beaten? And don't say Sergio Martinez, because he lost that fight. You know, however he scored it, he lost the fight. That is a fact. That is what's in the record books. Canelo has victories over Lara. He's got victories over Trout, Angulo, Kirkland, Mosley. You know, I could name more. You know, Canelo is a serious guy with serious backing, momentum, size. And I think stylistically he also poses a different challenge. You know, a lot of these guys, like Martin Murray, Willie Monroe Jr., they're not, you know, they're at a higher weight division, but I suggest they probably hit a lot lighter than Canelo. I mean, Canelo probably doesn't hit as hard as GGG, I admit that, but the way Canelo fights, he's an educated boxer, but he brings the pressure, and you know, he's got good hand speed, good combinations, and he's probably stronger than like a Willie Monroe Jr. Could Canelo be the person to push Triple G back? Could he be the person to test Triple G's back foot game? Could he be the person who repeatedly lands powerful combinations to Triple G's body? Could he be the first person who Triple G is unable to... You know, the guy doesn't know how to block an uppercut. The guy is very open defensively. Sometimes he doesn't even make an attempt at defence. I don't think you can do that against Canelo. And I don't see the size as being, you know, overly relevant. As I say, I don't think there's too much size difference between the two guys, and I do think I'd have Canelo over anyone that Golovkin's been in with at any weight. You know, Canelo is better than the lot of them put together, in my opinion. So taking the size difference out of it, I think Canelo offers a very different challenge. He's a boxer-puncher with education, hand speed, combinations. He's going to come forward. He's going to put you on the back foot. He's going to test out your body. He's going to test out your inside game. I mean, a few of the things I'm hearing about Triple G, has he got a back foot game? Does he can he take being hit to the body? Can he block an uppercut? How capable is he on the inside? What will his chin be like when someone with a bit of whack actually hits him? I mean, Canelo is the guy who can ask all of those questions. All of those questions. Somebody like a Peter Quillen, very good fighter. Very good fighter. Is he going to be the man to push Triple G back or to test out his inside game? No. Neither is Andy Lee. You know, stylistically, the Canelo fight will ask those questions, whereas Andy Lee and Peter Quillen won't. And I guess just briefly before I wrap this one up, the other thing is Andy Lee, Peter Quillen, we've just seen them both dropped heavily in their last fights. You know, I don't recall ever seeing Canelo being on the floor. He's got a chin, and that's clearly something you need against Triple G. You know, the fact that he's been operating at a weight division below doesn't necessarily mean that he's a less credible contender. I like Canelo Triple G. I see it as a 50-50 fight. I'd make Triple G, if you had to choose one, I'd make Triple G the favourite. But it's a very interesting stylistic matchup, and it poses a lot more questions than a lot of the top guys at middleweight will do. Let me know your thoughts. As always, keen to discuss. And sorry, just to answer the question, back to the how can you give Canelo a chance? The reason I can give Canelo a chance is because of those questions with Triple G. What if he doesn't have any back foot game? Then you could give Canelo a chance. What if he buckles, if he gets hit to the body consistently? Then you give Canelo a chance. What if he can't block an uppercut for 12 rounds? What if he can't control someone on the inside for 12 rounds? Yeah, these are all ways in which you could give Canelo a chance. If it's Andy Lee, he's not going to be able to ask the same questions. He's just not that type of fighter. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.